I need a 30 for 30 to show that I'm different like Jordan and Pippen. I need a 30 for 30 like Jalen and Webber. Nobody gon' fuck with my clique. I need a 30 for 30. All right, America, I had to let my brother JoJo come back up in this thing. My brother Rob Patty went in on Cowboys. Went in on the 49ers. He's a diehard Cowboy fan. Went in on the 49ers in the previous segment. And JoJo is representing 49ers Nation. Got a lot of other brothers who weren't able to be here tonight that's repping. So they counting on you, Joe. Counting on you to wave the flag right now, Joe. So you got to tell America why the 49ers gonna whoop the Cowboys this weekend. Talk to us, Joe.
Let's start off with the fact that our head coach is actually the head coach. Like, our owner is not the head coach. Like, we actually understand that the head coach is supposed to be the head coach. So we know a thing or two about the game of football. Okay? We all know Shanahan is like one of the great offensive minds that we have. His dad, great offense. I mean, with Denver, it didn't matter what running back you put in there, that running back was going for 1,000. Like, he was going to get 1,000 yards. So, and we know right now the Cowboys, they are low-hanging fruit. You know what I mean? But as a Niner fan, we want to make sure they go even lower.
Hey, Joe, quick question.
Sure.
How long has Shanahan been your coach?
He's in year 4 or 5 now.
So I guess it's year 4.
Year 4.
I live out here in Atlanta, and Shanahan was the coach for the Falcons. And the Falcons were up 25 points, and they ran the ball 3 more times to finish the game.
Yeah, that was in
I've never been a coach before. But I know that if I have a 25-point lead, I can run the ball more than 3 times.
So, what game did he do that in?
Oh, that was in the Super Bowl.
It was.
He didn't win it. He didn't win it.
Oh, but he knows how to get to it.
The criteria is winning Super Bowls. Nobody talks about the Buffalo Bills of the 90s. They talk about the Cowboys of the 90s.
Correct me if I'm wrong. Correct me if I'm wrong about the Super Bowl. Correct me if I'm wrong. But you do have to get to the playoffs in order to get to the Super Bowl in order to win it.
You know what's so funny about that? I'm glad you brought that up. So it's been 25 years since either one of us won a championship, right? We've won it 1 year after you guys done. So really, actually, when I think about it, you guys have won 1 Super Bowl in the last 31 years, right? Okay. So it's not really that good of a franchise. But in the 25 years since then, guess who's made the playoffs more times than the other?
Who?
The Cowboys have made it 16 times. And the 49ers have made, but I want to go back to Shanahan. He's been there since 2016, right? So they went 2-14 in 2016, right? 2017, they went 6-10.
Okay.
2018,
looks like improvement.
They went 4. Okay. This was going to shock you then. Because 2018, they went 4-12. Right?
Oh, they dropped.
And then last year, they went 13-3. This year, you guys might go 5-11, right? One of those seasons are not like the other.
Yeah.
Makes me think it might be a fluke.
Sound like maybe Jekyll and Hyde?
No, because that would be 50-50.
Okay.
This is like 2080.
So basically what you're saying is if we were flying a plane, you're saying we had seasons where we flew Spirit really low, like right above the power lines. And then we may have went to maybe Delta.
You get good deals on Spirit.
Okay.
Just say it, bro.
So we going like this, right? So we were ascending, and then it looks like we dropped. Right?
Yeah.
During that time, what were you all doing? Well, wait a minute. Before I say that, what were you all doing with what people were saying the best offense in football? Dak is on the come up. You got Ezekiel Elliott, top 5 pick. You got Amari Cooper, the wide receiver. What were you all doing with that talent?
So this is the thing. I know like 49ers fans seem to think that NFL is like the college football, right? So every team gets the same opportunity. Like if you have a terrible record, you get to draft high. If you have a great record, you draft late, right? So it's circular, right? So it's not like, oh, the Cowboys just stack up all the talent. Every team has the same opportunity.
No. I'm talking about what you're doing with the talent.
So this is the thing. The Cowboys get covered more than we know that, right? Good, bad. The Cowboys get covered more. It's a hype train.
The horror is there.
Right. So when things are going good, they prop it up a lot more. When things are going bad, it is the worst thing in the world, right? That's just the media. Your average Cowboys fan isn't saying that, right? But one thing I will say about the Cowboys is that they live to impress the media, right? That a lot of the moves they make are not really sound. They are like, all right, how can we just keep ourselves on the front page, right? Because that's the big thing. The Cowboys have always been about style. The last few years, they haven't been substance and style. They've only been about style, right? So that's where you have the lag in expectations. But it's not like the Cowboys have any more of a chance than any other team. They have the same salary cap. They go through the same draft process. So if people don't talk about your team, it's just because people aren't interested in your team. It doesn't mean that like we somehow control the media. No, the 49ers are just not worth talking about. The reason we got flexed out of that game really has more to do with the 49ers being bad than the Cowboys being bad.
No. Now, you know what? I can't believe I'm saying this. I agree with you. That is exactly why we're getting left out. It's because of us. Because you know what? We know what they expect from the Cowboys. At best, with all their talent, 8-8.
Where'd y'all go last year?
You said it kind of low. It was 13-3.
What did Dak and Zeke go their year together?
What? Say it again.
What did Dak and Zeke go their first year together?
Their first year?
13-3. It was 13-3. 13-3 is more than 8.
No. Where did they go? Because you know what? I like the point that you brought up earlier because you told me it was about like winning a Super Bowl. When they went 13-3, how far did they go?
They got beat by the funky ass Packers. That's who they got beat by.
Wait, is that the game where they let Aaron Rodgers go from the right side and threw all the way back to the left to Cook? Go. Is that what we're talking about? That game?
Yeah, that's that game.
Yeah, and see, that's the only thing. You are right. The end goal for every team is to win the Super Bowl. But guess what? We know only one team is going to win it, right? But there are steps that you have to take to get to that point. And what I'm saying is, you all have the aura. And I do disagree with you. There are less fans like you that will, if your team suck, you will say they suck. Because most of the Cowboy fans that I be around, you all going to win a Super Bowl every year. Like, this is what it was. It was 8-8. If you got to the playoffs, you lose in the playoffs, and they say, you know what, but next year.
Let me ask you this. When y'all don't make it to the playoffs, what do y'all say?
We say, I can tell you what we say, because I noticed you said that the Cowboys, they're not really about substance, right? They just want the media attention. So what we do, we actually reevaluate our team. And we actually try to get better in order to win. That's substance. We don't care about whether the media likes us or not. We're about winning.
Oh, man, that's tough because 5-11, 2-14, 6-10, 4-12. I don't know, man. That's not.
Hey, those are, listen, and that's the thing. Those are rough years. Not like those are horrible years, right?
Mm-hmm.
When you look at the talent that we had, I could see 2 and whatever, 4 and whatever, 6 and whatever. When I look at y'all talent, this is what I'm going to tell you. If the Niners organization had Dak Prescott, had Ezekiel Elliott, had Amari Cooper, we would have a Super Bowl because we know what to do with the talent. That's what's wrong with the Cowboys. Let me tell you something.
Hold on.
Emmitt Smith could only run through the line because the hole was bigger than Moses parting the Red Sea.
Shot.
If it ain't easy for y'all, you're not gonna win it.
So let me ask you this. So
Sure.
when you because you focus on, like, the Cowboys, they focus on offense, right? So that's
Right.
how you know them. They're more excited and they get more of the publicity.
Gotcha.
Right? You guys were getting like number 1, number 2, number 3 picks,
Mhm.
right? What
And
were
that-
you doing with them? Because Alex Smith, right?
Mhm.
He was number 1 pick,
Right.
right? Cowboys. When the last time Cowboys got
That was a
number 1
bad
pick?
pick. Well, go ahead.
Alex Smith is a good guy. He's a good guy.
No, he probably go to church too, but that was a bad pick.
That's
All right up there. All right.
But go ahead, go ahead. But no, let me just answer your question. We were developing them to have the 13-3 season that we had.
Oh, okay. Well, we had a 13-3 season too.
No.
So
Okay. So let me add the caveat. Because there you go. You almost saying that like we're the same and we're not.
No, we're not.
We had the 13-3 season where we were in the Super Bowl. Can you say that?
So
You can't.
this is the thing. Before
that's a no.
Before we've had this conversation, right? Years ago, and I laid this flat for every 49ers fan I know, that, hey, man, our criteria is Super Bowl win or bust. Right?
That's criteria.
That's like when you have certain teams, your criteria is that you win the Super Bowl. You don't get points for making the playoffs or making the Super Bowl, right? Like nobody does that, right? So that's the criteria that we have. And every 49ers fan I know, including you, agree, yes, that actually is the case. So when we try to move the goalposts and say, oh, we made it to the Super Bowl, that should be just as good as winning. I have to remind you guys, that's not the case. We already agreed on what the standard is. So we can't afford to just go back and forth. My only issue with 49ers fans, and I really do think it's a good organization. And like I said, they had GOAT players and coaches when those people retired. My issue with the 49ers is that they make it seem like they've won more than we've won. No, you got 5 rings. We got 5 rings. You guys won 1 championship in the 90s. Your success came in the 80s. We were the kings of the 90s. You guys haven't done anything since then. We are basically in the same boat.
Okay, wait a minute.
When you listen to a 49ers fan,
when you say that, see, that's what I don't like. Because when you say we're in the same boat, like, no, y'all probably in a kayak. We actually have a boat. Listen, so when the Niners are known in the media, right? It's because the Niners are doing what? They're winning. You just said that the Cowboys, we know Cowboys win or lose, they're going to be in the media, right?
Okay.
You said when
I read an article about Jimmy G dating a porn star. I didn't know if he was winning or losing.
That was great. Hey, we got to get some type of publicity.
I've seen her work.
I think we all have multiple times.
That's a smart man.
So I don't know where this conversation going to go. So I'm gonna stop. Sure. Now, when we get talked about, it's because we're actually winning. When you all get talked about, it's not necessarily about winning. It's about losing. It's about that it's America's team. It's about that Jerry gets to call plays. It's about Jerry undermining his coach. Like that. That's what the Cowboys are. I know. I tell you what. This is what I give you. You all, if we look at it in a wrestling aspect, you all are WWE. But I would say we're WCW when Sting was in the black trench coat. Because we're known when we're actually wreaking havoc.
All right. I think I see what you're saying because we do get a lot of media coverage regardless, right? But I think you kind of looking at it from a biased standpoint because just this offseason, I was hearing about the 49ers wanting to get rid of Jimmy G in order to get Tom Brady. I heard that was a conversation that the head coach and the G. That's a conversation, not about winning. That's about, hey, man, that's something that we look like we should get rid of this guy that we basically married after a couple of dates. He played 5 games, got injured, and then you gave him the largest quarterback contract at that time, right?
Yeah.
So
whoa. That's funny how you spent that. What kind of TV you got?
It's a Vizio.
Yeah, you probably should get Roku. Listen,
I got Roku. You do on it.
So watch football on that one because it would help with how you should look at it. If we're looking to get Tom Brady, right? Again, that's us looking to better our team. Like that's what teams do. When they don't win a Super Bowl, they look to better their team. They could care less about the media. You see what I'm saying? See, that is, like you said, Super Bowl, but see, there's things you have to do to get to the Super Bowl. One of them is developing talent. One of them is looking at your team and say, hey, if we can upgrade in that position, let's do it. Like, but you all, like, to be honest, you probably made more money by losing rather than winning.
I get what you're saying. But how this is the thing, right? When it comes to it, that was an interview with John Lynch where I heard that. So that was on TV when I heard that, right? So that's in the media.
That's John Lynch, the general manager.
I don't know how many football fans, I'm not a 49ers fan, but I think Jimmy G at the end of last season is better than Tom Brady at the end of last season. That's my personal opinion. I don't know how you guys feel about it.
Are you looking at it from the physical or the mental? Because the mental, I would disagree. I would say Jimmy G's lack of mental is what cost us the Super Bowl.
What I think cost you guys the Super Bowl, I guess I could see how people would blame it on Jimmy G. I once again will point the finger at Kyle Shanahan, but Jimmy G, of course, as the quarterback, is going to, catch the brunt of
all quarterbacks do.
Except for Patrick Mahomes, he doesn't get any flack. But
because he wins.
Yeah.
I told everybody to pump the brakes on him. I want some credit now. I did. Joe will tell you. I told America to pump the brakes until he had to go through some shit. And they've been coming at me for that. But
is he not Jordan-esque?
Don't I see that you do that every week. You do that every goddamn week, Joe.
Patrick Mahomes?
Yes. Have you seen any QB like him?
He's fucking with me right now, Patty. Don't buy into it. He's trying to get a rise out of me right now.
First off, okay, let's end this debate by this.
Okay. Give me your score prediction, please.
This guy claims he's a Cowboy fan right here.
Yeah.
Right?
Okay,
yeah. Right here, right? What color is his headphones, Wells?
So you say he false flagging in this thing right now.
So do you
know what color they are?
What color?
They're red and black, like the Atlanta Falcons. Rise up. Okay. I live in Atlanta.
I know I won now. I know I won now. Because you going backwards. Dion went from the Falcons to the Niners to the Cowboys. So you're going from the Cowboys to the Falcons.
I'm not going for the Cowboys. I live here.
No, you're a Falcon fan. Say it.
I like the Falcons. I live here.
All right. So when the Falcons played the Cowboys, did you at any point root for the Falcons?
No.
You didn't?
No. I'm a Cowboys fan through and through. The Falcons game comes on at 1. The Falcons game comes on at 1. The Cowboys game comes on at 4. That's
hold on now. In your Cowboy origin story, you just told me about how you were living in New York, but still going for the Cowboys. But now you live in Atlanta and like the Falcons, but you were living in New York and didn't like the Giants or the Jets.
No, I don't have an issue with the Giants. I still don't. And a little bit more of an origin story. I was born here in Atlanta. I was born here in Atlanta.
So you're a true Southerner. You're not a New Yorker.
Yeah.
You've been a Southerner then.
Think about it like this. I'm 36 years old. 14 of my years I've lived in New York City, right? From I was 4 till I was 18. The rest of my life outside of that year I lived in Vegas, I lived in the South. Right? So basically 21 years I've lived in the South. I'm more of a Southerner now than I guess when you guys met me, right? Because at that point I was fresh out of New York City.
Oh yeah.
So you more down with Robert E. Lee than Ulysses S. Grant, then?
Nah, I actually grew up in Grant Projects. So you actually learned
God damn.
All the projects are named after presidents.
So we both agree.
Please.
We both agree that we suck this year, right?
Yeah. Like I was saying, man.
What about the? Let's talk about the injuries, because we both been hit with the injury bug, right? And like many that knows one may have been hit more than the other, they like to try to wrap it all up and say, but injuries are injuries. If we got injured players, you have injured players. And I'm like, well, no, that's not true, because if I go and I steal something, I may get this X amount of years. But if I go kill someone, I'm going to get this X amount of years. So there is a difference in the severity of the injuries, right?
Mm-hmm.
So would you say that we've been injured more than you all, or is it even? So here's what I say. What I will say, Patty, y'all got 5 Super Bowls. We have 5. I don't remember what the head-to-head number is. You got that one?
Yeah, we have 18 wins. You guys got 17 wins, and we got 1 tie.
That man really got the head-to-head numbers over there.
So it really looks even. But this is what I'm saying.
It's
okay. You all won head-to-head.
Yeah.
Right. Okay.
And in the playoffs, we beat y'all 5 times, and y'all beat us twice.
Okay. So with all of that, you all have only 5 Super Bowls. So we've done less. We've done more with less.
You haven't done more anywhere.
Oh, we have the same number of Super Bowls you all have.
That's not more.
Okay. So we're equal, but we've had less.
I've been in the league longer than us too. 10 years longer than us. So y'all had a little bit of a head start. But I want to go back to the injuries part, right?
Oh, sure.
Because there's a guy named Jason Clay. He's a 49ers fan.
Gotcha.
I made a joke earlier in the year, right? Like, man, 49ers so injured. Like, our strength and conditioning coach, like, he's like, we needed a brand new one. The Cowboys have been so unlucky. Our strength and conditioning coach actually passed away this year. That's how bad the injuries have been this year. Like, it's Bosa, to be honest with you, I'm not surprised he got injured. The only reason I was actually more surprised that he stayed healthy all last season, because I remember him coming out of college, but he played he was really good, right? Obviously, he played like 2 games, and then it was like, he's like, I'm not going to play anymore. Then it's like, all right, well, now we might be seeing he may be, like Adam said, an actual injury-prone type of guy, more susceptible to injuries. That might be the case. That may not be.
So it sounds we're both. Okay, let me ask you this, Patty. So at the beginning of the season, both teams somewhat healthy, what we would say, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So did your team get worse once the injuries happened, or were they already losing even when they weren't injured?
So our team actually started off injured. So if you may remember, our biggest free agent signing was Gerald McCoy, right? First practice of offseason, he tears his hamstring or tears his quad muscle. So before the season even started, our anchor in the defense got injured. Our Pro Bowl right tackle, Lyle Collins, did not play the entire season. Our left tackle has only played 2 games. Our tight end, our very first game, tore his ACL. Our top corner, our very first game, had a knee injury. Went on the IR. Very first game. Messed us up from jump. Now, it was a combination of key injuries on top of some bad playing from Ezekiel Elliott and Dak Prescott that put us in these holes these first few games. But the injuries have kept coming.
Can I ask you a question? Philadelphia is your most hated team in your division, right?
I hate them.
Okay, so let me ask you something. So what if on the Philadelphia website they like admitted that the Cowboys is like really injury prone? Like, wouldn't that be big for your rival to like say something like that? Because they shouldn't even care, right? Like, why would they admit that? Because it almost seemed like, okay, you putting your most hated team on your website and you saying they injured. It's almost like you're saying if they weren't injured, this would be a formidable team.
Yeah, sounds like that.
I'm glad you said that. Wells, could you share my screen, please? Now, at the very top, you all can see that says the Seattle Seahawks. That's a community. So we talking about this got to be folks that's like diehard that stay in the suburbs, in the rural areas, maybe even on the beach. As you can see, they actually mentioned Seahawks and 49ers, the most injured teams in the NFL. You can see that date, November 17th, 2020. Like, for another team in your division to like mention, and you do see that it says we have 27 players injured. 21 of those are on IR. Like, we're at the point where at one point we went to the 5th string running back. We went to the 3rd string QB. As far as offensive line, injuries there at center, right guard, left guard. We plug and play. That's what we do. And still bring out a formidable team where like people still expect us to win. Because I think you all are actually the underdog this week, and you all are at home. It just kind of goes to show you when they say, when we used to do the PCS, we used to do quantity and quality, right? So
yeah, right.
I'll let the people that watch the show, put the teams where they want to put them, assuming that they actually know football. I'm sure the Niners will be with quality. I do have another share screen real quick. Could you share that for me?
All right.
Like, we all know, man, like, let's just look at this. Like, this is pretty tough to overcome. Like, to have this many injuries. Mind you, Debo is out again. That hamstring, we know that can act up on you. D Ford has not played a game for us this year. That's our starting defensive end. The 5th string running back I'm talking about, that's this guy that's on injured reserve. Tart is a starting safety. And I know you mentioned about you all signing Gerald McCoy. We ended up having to get this guy, Ezekiel Ansah, because of the Joey Bosa and Solomon Thomas injury. And guess what? As you can see, he's on there too. This guy here, this is supposed to be our Swiss Army knife. He's at wide receiver, but he's 6'4", and he can play running back and tight end. So when I talk about the severity of injuries, like that's what I mean. Like, when you get to the point where you're at your 4th and 5th string and they're on injured reserve, like, that's when you're really hurt. But when we were healthy, with this team, we were actually winning. So we can actually say injuries actually hurt us.
That's good. So we take nothing from that, right? You guys had a bad year this year. Right. You had a good year last year.
Great year. Well, go ahead.
But history still shows that you guys have more bad years than good years. You have in the last 25 seasons, which has been since you guys have last won a Super Bowl, you have more losing seasons than winning seasons. So it's hard for me to feel like you guys are a great organization from a wins and losses standpoint. If in the last 25 years you've done more losing than winning.
Okay.
Right? That's so this year here, because every year we can go back and look at it from the standpoint, man, something must have happened in order for them to have fallen off, right? Like, so 2 years ago, what was that? That would be 2018. Jimmy G got injured, right? So that's why y'all went 4-12, right? The year before that, somebody else must have got injured. You guys went 6-10, right? The year before that, right? Somebody else must have got injured. You guys went 2-14.
Yeah, that could be the time of developing. That could be the time of developing players. Can I ask you something? Because you said we had more losing seasons than winning seasons.
Hold on. Make sure. Of the guys that you mentioned and that you went to the Super Bowl with, right? How long have they been on the team? So Jimmy G, he's been there 3 years. Nick Bosa, D Ford,
2.
George Kittle. So these guys don't go back to that 5-11 and 2-14 season, right? These are this is a whole new regime that are just new losers, right? These aren't. So you had your old losers, and then you brought in new losers,
right? So
right. But you want me to think that it was you guys were developing these guys,
and this is how I'm gonna prove that. You said we had more losing seasons than winning seasons, right? What about the Cowboys? Have the Cowboys had more winning seasons than losing seasons?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
That brings me back to my point. We've had more losing seasons than winning seasons. We have 5 Super Bowls with that. You all have had more winning seasons than losing seasons. You all have 5 Super Bowls with that. So even when you get the talent, you don't know what to do with the talent. But when we actually get the talent, we know what to do with it. That would explain why between the two teams, the last 2 people to even get to the Super Bowl would be only for one team.
I'm so glad you brought that up, man, because I like talking to people from the NFC West because you guys like to get to the Super Bowl, but you guys don't like to win it, right? So, like, 49ers made it to the Super Bowl. No. 49ers made it to the Super Bowl last year, lost. Right? What was that, 2 years ago? The Rams, they're in your division, right?
Yeah.
They made it to the Super Bowl. They lost it to. Before that, the Seahawks made it to the Super Bowl. The last time they lost it, right?
But the one before that, they won it.
Yeah.
Yeah, don't override it.
No, I'll get to that one.
Sure.
And then the one before that, the Seahawks made it, and they lost it, right? So 4 out of 5 times y'all have made it in the last 10 years, right? What division has the most Super Bowl wins?
That I don't know, but I got a feeling you're going to tell me.
It's the NFC East. Yeah. They got the most Super Bowl wins. What team?
The most Super Bowl. Wait a minute. I don't want the numbers to be skewed. You said the most Super Bowl wins in what now? In the last.
No, I was just in general.
Oh, in general. Okay.
So, you guys, y'all did a good job. Y'all made it, right? Y'all lost. Eagles, who I hate, right? They made it to the Super Bowl. They won.
Right.
Prior to that, you had the Giants with Elite Manning. He made it to the Super Bowl. He won. Right.
Oh, NFC did you call that man elite? Did you call that man elite, man?
Yeah, that's what he said.
Hey,
I'm gonna have to edit that part out.
You know, I'm gonna be honest with you, man. For some reason, I don't know. I've always kind of liked him, man. Like, not from like a player standpoint. Just, you know what? You know when I started liking him? I know it sounds crazy, but like there was like this ESPYs award, and I think he won like Walter Payton Man of the Year. Right? It was like my first time hearing him speak, because we don't hear Eli Manning speak at all.
Yeah, that's right. He pumped a lot of money into the UNC hospital. Well, go ahead.
Shout out to Eli for that. But
yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that.
I mean, the Manning family as a whole.
But that's kind of getting off point.
No. You're actually making a good point. I really like follow you, because if I was a Cowboy fan, I mean, I would lean on the other teams in the NFC East too in order to win. But a lot of teams like to stand on their own. I know you don't have much to stand on. Hey, so check it, right? I'm a short guy, and like they have stools, right? Mm-hmm. And you have stools that's really small. You have stools that's larger to let you reach a higher point, right?
Mm-hmm.
The Cowboys, like their stool is like really low when you have to get to the point where you got to bring the other three teams in your division in order to say like that you're a winner.
No. My reason for bringing that up is because when you look at it, who the Cowboys have to go against every year to make it to the playoffs.
We're looking at that. We're looking at it.
There. So for you guys, you know what's so funny about it?
That's the wrong deal to get on. You've been bringing some heat up in this motherfucking ass. You've been bringing some absolute fire. But this is the wrong year to make that one right there.
Let me ask you guys this, because it's funny that's mentioned. Do you know the team that have the worst record to make it to the playoffs? What team it was and what division they came from?
Yeah, that's the Seahawks out of the NFC West.
Yeah.
What was their record?
So they were 7-9. Right?
Yes, beat it.
I'm sorry, say what?
Guess who's going to beat it?
I can't guarantee that. I can't guarantee that. There's nobody in the NFC East who can win 7 games.
And that's why I say you should watch the football games on the Roku TV. Like that, the high def is really good, and you could really see that the NFC East is like really trash.
NFC East is an unlucky division this year. That's all I'll say about it. I mean, you got the Giants with a backup quarterback. You got the Eagles now. I'm glad they got a black quarterback.
What is your record this year?
Our record?
Yeah.
We're 4-9.
You're 4-9. Okay. You're 4-9. You're in the worst division. We're 5-8. Our division is pretty good. Shouldn't your wins be higher?
Well, you already know what happened to us. It'd be different if like our team started breaking down in the middle of the season after we got some wins on our belt. Our injury started at the very beginning of the year.
Yeah, when you were healthy.
Very beginning of the year, is when our injury started. So at the very beginning of the year, it's been downhill for us.
That got hurt game 1?
That got hurt game 4.
4. So what was your record before he got hurt?
We were 1-3. We were 1-3.
So it doesn't sound like that.
No. I think people kind of mistake that Dak getting injured is the main key. When we talk about who the Cowboys and how we're built, right? Okay. Everybody knows we're built from the offensive line up. Our right tackle didn't play at all, right? At all. Our left tackle has only played 2 games all season. Our right guard, who is a Pro Bowl, all-pro guy, he's been on IR for the majority of the season. Our left guard is the only person who's consistently played on the offensive line. Our all-pro center retired, and then the guy who came in to replace him, he got injured in the second game. And then the guy we claimed that was supposed to replace him, he got injured in the games after that. So
what about the year before then? Those guys were hurt the year before?
Tyron Smith was hurt. Yes, he was. He's our left tackle. Most important, second most important position on the team.
So the way you all are built is basically through the offensive line, is what you're telling me. But your owner slash coach, owner slash GM is not stockpiling linemen, if that is what you all are built on.
I know you guys keep thinking. I know, like this is something I feel like I should have to correct.
Okay.
Our GM is a black dude named Will McLean, right? I know people think it's Jerry Jones.
Who?
Jerry Jones is not our guy. Okay, he's
No.
the owner.
You're not going to get on here and lie to the people. You all do not have a general manager. I have never heard that name in my life.
Okay.
Oh,
well,
boy.
I mean, feel free to look him up. That's who makes.
Let's be real. Okay, so we know that Jerry is the owner. He's the head coach, the GM. He's the VP. He's the strength and conditioning coach. He's the offensive coordinator. He's the check cutter. He's the defensive coordinator.
All right.
Okay, so we get the point, right?
Yes.
And that's what I'm saying. The Dallas Cowboys, it's not a football team anymore. The Dallas Cowboys is not a football team anymore.
All right, I'm going to say this, and I'll be done with it. Well, I'm going to ask this question.
Well,
I got these two questions for you, right?
Sure.
What happened to the 49ers owner?
Damn, he going there.
Which one?
The one when y'all were winning Super Bowls. Why did he end up having to give his team up?
I don't know why. Tell me.
Oh, okay. Some illegal activity, right? That's some illegal activity.
Illegal activity. Okay.
Yes. So that's who your owner is, right?
Yeah, I don't know America. He's talking about Eddie DeBartolo.
Oh, Eddie.
Sound like a criminal.
Eddie
Kane. But I still would like to get your prediction for the game. You think the 49ers are going to win? I would love to know what you think the score is going to be. Because last time we played, like I mentioned earlier, we beat y'all by 30 points, 40-10.
What year was that?
2017.
2017.
Y'all went 6-10 that year.
Gotcha. Let's see. You all have Andy Dalton at QB. Okay, that's 7 for us.
Sir. Red rifle. Give him his respect.
Yeah.
It's a red rifle.
And that's why he's still in World War I shooting that rifle. I'm going to go 31-21. Niners. And we will go ahead and give you an early Christmas present. The whole Cowboy team could go home and spend time with their family because they won't be going to the playoffs. And we will be the reason. You all have the chance. We will be the reason why you all no longer have a chance.
I totally disagree. I don't see any team scoring 31 points out of those two. So
I see your defense. Anybody can score 31.
So it's going to be 2014 Cowboys.
2014?
Can we get a wing bet on that? Can we get a wing bet on put it on?
No, we already have 20 on it.
Yeah, we already got 20 on it.
You got $20 or 20 piece?
$20.
$20.
Oh, shit, America. Goddamn. They won't even let me.
So he's guaranteed to lose at least, 60? Me, Clay, TJ. Wait,
damn,
and
you got 20 against all these boys?
Hold on, I don't think so. I don't think so.
Okay, well, just us three.
So. Yeah.
Okay, so America, he'll be $60 short come Sunday.
God. Damn, well.
He don't believe that himself.
I like those red headphones.
That was the epic goddamn matchup between 49ers Nation and Cowboy Nation. Y'all tell us in the comment section who y'all fucking with. I don't give a fuck who win, long as Ezekiel Elliott goddamn get me 20 to 30 points in fantasy football.
See, I don't like that. I don't like that.
This motherfucker right here, America. That's all I need.
Yeah.
That's all the fuck I need.
Go.
Subscribe to our daddy's YouTube channel. He's the best. Hit the like button, turn on the notifications.